Instagram. Yes, give thanks for life and Almighty life giver. Give thanks. That green is very green. It's okay, man. It's okay. I could never scare anybody. Yes, give thanks, Rastafari. Give thanks for life. Let's Javon Thompson. Give thanks, man. Give thanks. As we about to go live. Live. It's a video. An instant video. Yes, we do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver, and we give thanks for all good things around us as sent from Zion above. So we praise God for His divine love. Give thanks for all those of you who are with us, and for those of you here in St. Lucia on Helen Television System watching us live. We just give thanks for you being here with us right here on the rock in St. Lucia. As you could see, like I appear like as if I'm like going through the screen, just like my room has a little green and we have a green screen, so I might look a bit angelic. Give thanks. Definitely tonight we just want to just give thanks for life and give thanks for this divine opportunity as we are once again together. We give thanks for that opportunity that we have to actually exist, to contribute towards making the world a better place. At school and at church, they teach us that when we die, you go to heaven and God will come and make everything new, and fix up the rivers and fix up the springs, and you just see the earth replenished and looking good. What they never told us is that we, as human beings, gods and goddesses of creation, sons and daughters of the Almighty, ever-living God, ever-living Creator, definitely have that fundamental responsibility to bring all these things into manifestation. God don't really operate in an abracadabra basis. It's not like as if you're just going to sit down there and everything, bam, and everything is just going to be bam, and bam. All of a sudden, the river, all of a sudden, you throw all your plastic bottles and all your wrappers and all your all type of thing in the river, and all kind of nastiness you do in the river, and then all of a sudden, bam, God going to come from wherever God has been all the time, and then God going to just bam, and the river is going to be nice and smooth, and you have all types of fishes swimming in the river. No. God don't really operate in that capacity. God don't behave like that. It is very important that we understand that the fundamental responsibility of bringing earth, which includes all I and I earthlings that live in that spiritual and physical realms, and this piece of rock, right? All of us is fundamental responsibility as dwellers of the earth, to work towards the upliftment of the earth and bring it forward to that to that glory, that brilliance, that to make the rivers nice and beautiful again. So it is your responsibility. So at the end of the day, if you really want to go to heaven, and then heaven is going to be nice and smooth and smooth, everything is going to be nice, nice and beautiful rivers and and all types of fruit trees and all types of berries and cherries and all types of apples and all different types of things that's going to be in heaven. Yeah. So don't you realize that you have to plant the seed to create the heaven for your generation, that you could actually live in that heaven, that Zion, that beautiful space. So you're never going to plant a cherry tree. So how you think that you are able to eat a cherry today? How you think that you are able to drink a coconut today? That's because someone before you actually planted the seed. So we must understand that glory, that magnificence, that heaven, that Zion that we speak of, right? It is up to us, to actually work towards the creation of that. So it is important. So as a man or as a woman, if it is that you believe like as if you're just going to sit down there and you're going to live on earth and you're going to mess it up and you're going to do all types of nastiness and pollute all the rivers and the sea and all type of things, and all of a sudden some God is going to come from somewhere, and that God is going to make it good and hallelujah and everything saved. No. You must take fundamental responsibility for every action, because it is we that create stuff, it is and we that destroy stuff. It's not like as if it is something that you cannot take care of yourself. If you destroy, then you're supposed to play an essential part into bringing it back into fruition. So enough of us as people, we don't really understand that full balance, in that manifestation whereby you are responsible for your actions. Every single one of your actions you are responsible for. Everything that happens in your life is because of a decision you made. Everything is a choice. So we make choices, and based upon our choices, we create or perpetuate our reality. So it's not like somebody, is going to create some type of thing for you. You are creating whatever it is that you have created for yourself. It's our choices. So based upon whatever choice that you make, that's going to determine exactly how it is that your life ends up, or how it is that your life is. So don't go blaming people, for the state of anything. You are the fundamental, that key and only constant aspect of your reality. So your reality is just your perception. What you want to be real for you, that's what's real. Doesn't mean that is a real thing. That is just your reality. So the reality that we want to create, it's very important that we actually create that in that brightness. Give thanks for all those people who are live with us here in St. Lucia on Instagram. Give thanks for all those of you who are with us. Blessed evening to the I and them. Give thanks for everyone. Fundamentally, all those of you, if you just send your little blessings, let us know where you are, and where you are coming from. Patricia Wicks, blissful love to all from TNT, that's Trinidad and Tobago. that is our people here on YouTube, you know. So right away they blessing up. Rasta J Ion Lion Records official, Rastafari bless up. Just let us know exactly where you are coming from. Peachtree, coming from Toronto, Canada. Blessed love, honorable, heart of love. Give thanks for the I and family. You know, yes, Andre Romil, bless up from Queens, New York. Give thanks, honorable. Susie now, greetings, Cape Cod. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Leroy Sylvia from New York, New Jersey. Give thanks, bless up, Taja, one love, blessed love, honorable from New Orleans. Give thanks, Saltwater from California. Give thanks, Lucian Day in Brooklyn, Tilak. You know, give thanks, Javon, Honorable Priest Javon from Bahamas. Blessed love, Lucretia Jackson from the United Kingdom, Lana Miller from Trinidad. Give thanks for everyone that is with us. As we say, just send your blessings. Wisdom Pearl out of Canada. Give thanks. Test of Nature out of the London, England, and Sway Daisy from the USA. Give thanks for all individuals, one and all that's with us, both on Instagram and on YouTube. Give thanks for all those of you in St. Lucia live on HTS Helen television system. So definitely we want to continue on the endocrine system, as previously we looked at the whole aspect of the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. We touched on the pineal gland. Give thanks our Honorable Angel Flowers from Los Angeles. Give thanks, right? So definitely we touched upon the whole aspect of the pineal gland, and we talk about the melatonin, the production of melatonin, and also serotonin. That pineal gland responsible for keeping the balance of your circadian rhythm, principally your day and night mating, all type of thing in animals and all type of vibes. And we look at the whole aspect of the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland, the both anterior and the posterior pituitary gland, that controls, two different aspects of your physical structure. That's the master glands that actually control all the other glands within your physical structure. So it is important that we actually look also at the effects of our thoughts. How it is that our thoughts, Diane Redwood from Canada, blessed love, honorable, how it is that our thoughts could actually put us in a very serious predicament when it comes to our overall wellness. And also we looked at how is it that the foods that we actually consume could lead to the destruction of the same glands, and how your spiritual, physical, emotional self manifests right through the endocrine system, how your emotions, right, are reflected in your bloodstream based upon how the glands within the endocrine system actually operate. What I brought with me today is basically to show you some ancient copies of the herbal manual. So this is one of our herbal manual. That's like an ancient copy of one of the more ancient herbal manuals. All the pages were in different colors and all these different type of things. Ancient herbal manual. So this one here is basically a relic now. It's not something that you could purchase anywhere. And we still have another copy that have all the different recipes and all guidelines inside of it. So this book, is one of our things that we actually produced some long time ago. This one there is the 2010 edition of the herbal manual. And so that's now is a collector's edition. So after that 2010 herbal manual, we already have, probably about two other one order. After this one we have one other one, and then we have this present one, which is the most recent copy of the herbal manual. So this one is basically going into extinction, meaning that this final print, we only have probably about probably less than 100 of that particular this print here. remaining, less than that, you know. And it's like a relic. That's our 2018 version, you know, and we are presently working on the updated version of the Herbal manual, which will be launched sometime very soon, you know, where we have a lot more herbs, you know, we have a lot more information, you know, and definitely the Herbal manual is a book that you could basically, this one is going to be a relic. So all those of you who have not received your copy of the Herbal manual, I mean, you'll have to actually attempt to get your copy, you know, and keep this one perfectly. So even what I'm speaking of, we understand that this book, before it's a Herbal manual, but even before you actually get into any herbs or on the Herbal manual, you have many different aspects. You have the cell, you know, you have many different aspects. So you have the cell, you know, it talks about the cell, it talks about disease, you know, it talks about the digestive system, enzymes, you know, it talks about the circulatory system. I know those on the TV, I don't know, the white is a bit whitish there, but those of you on YouTube and Instagram, you can see it. The circulatory system, you know, it talks about, let me see that again, look at the digestive system of a carnivore. It compares carnivore and herbivore, the teeth and all these different type of things there too. You understand? So tell you what, are you a herbivore or are you a carnivore? You know, so all that is in the Herbal manual even before you begin to talk about herbs, right? So when you begin to talk about herbs, then we have all the colored, you know, copies, photographs of the different, that's mother what, you know, all the different, many different herbs, St. John's bush, shine bush, you know, what's this one here, you know, so that's the guava, you know, so Ven Lachewat, the vervine, you know, so all these different herbs, the castor, you know, all this here is found right here in the Herbal manual. And this is the final print of that edition of the Herbal. Well, we won't be printing anymore of that edition. So we only have about 100 remaining in that edition. So it's your opportunity. Don't just say you're going to sit down and you're going to wait on the new edition. You know, you have to get this one and keep it as memories, and then you still could get the other one, because when you have that, that means that you have shared part of the journey with us. You have walked that journey with us. So I have one there that we've had, that's one of our ancient Herbal manuals, and then we have this one here, which is another, the most recent Herbal manual that you have to get. And I'm showcasing it because even in the Herbal manual, we do have the endocrine system, you know, and if you look at it right here, you could actually have a look at it. You can see the endocrine system, right? Okay, so even there we have the endocrine system. So with the endocrine system, you know, it has the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the penile, you know, it has the thyroid gland, the parathyroid gland, you know, the heart, the adrenal gland, you know, the stomach. You know, it have all different glands. There are different types of glands. So I'm just going to be just going through the science of it, because it's important. That's why we write these books, you know, at least that you could get that foundation, that understanding of exactly what it is that you're dealing about when you're talking about herbs. So I'm talking about all this that we've gone through, even before we start speaking about any herb. So even the types of glands. So what is a gland, right? So your physical structure, we understand, has that capacity to actually produce particular biomolecules, right, called hormones. And these is what actually cause change down the line, like a chain reaction from the top glands, from your pituitary gland to your penile gland, you know, to any other, and goes down to control any other gland of your physical structure, because your heart rate to increase, right, because your pancreas to produce more insulin or more glucagon, right, because your ovaries to actually produce more estrogen, because your testicles to produce more testosterone, right? So these glands now, that is what, and these hormones is what's responsible for all the changes you have within your physical structure. So when you understand that your pituitary gland could actually send instructions to your ovaries as a woman and tell your ovaries, look, produce more estrogen. Okay, so then what happens when your ovaries now begin to produce more estrogen? and estrogen is the female hormone. So just because that instruction actually came from your pituitary gland to your ovaries saying, well, look, you are now in that time whereby you need to produce more estrogen. And boom, your physical structure begins to produce, your ovaries start to produce more estrogen, right? And then now, right, what happens now? That estrogen now could have literally, because the chest of, probably let's say that the child is, okay, let's say you have a 9-year-old princess, right? So that 9-year-old princess has no breasts, right? Her chest is just flat like the chest of a prince, a young man, right? Just flat. But when that pituitary gland, right, actually begin to send that message saying, well, now is the time, ovary produce more estrogen, and the ovary begin to produce more and more estrogen, what happens now? That estrogen is what is responsible for transforming that shape of that princess from the prince looking shape to the one with the breasts and the shapes and the curves and the change of the voice and the growing of the height and the beginning of the menstrual cycle. So all of a sudden, when she's 8, 9, she's not seeing no menstrual cycle. But at that particular time, just because of that change of these particular glands, right? The glands that make up the endocrine system, within that changes the whole physical characteristic of that young princess. And the same thing for a prince. Literally, he changes, gets more muscular, gets Adam apple, start to grow beard, start to actually produce sperm, start to have different types of interests, all different type of things, right? Everything start to change just because of the change. That's why they say, boy, puberty and them type of age there, children and teenagers that travel and all them type of things, because there's an upsurge in the particular production of a chemical, a biochemical, and this production changes the physical structure completely. Complete transformation. So understand that your endocrine system, this gland system, has that power to directly change how your physical structure looks. Period. Okay, yeah, you just go bald, and all the hair just fall off of the front of your head, because the endocrine system does not produce enough testosterone, right? So your testosterone actually start to sink and dwindle as a man, and then you begin to grow bald, and then your penis begin to go lump until you don't get an erection anymore. Just because of what? Because of that decrease in the production of a biochemical, a hormone, right? That is controlled by the master gland, the pituitary gland, right? And because the pineal gland has that capacity that regulates the circadian rhythm, that regulates, right? Exactly. Even that gland responsible for that connection with the other side, right? With you and your spiritual self, your soul self, your God self, your effort self, right? All the different, your astral self, all the different aspects of your physical structure. So you now, just because that gland now say, well, look, you are now in the cycle of puberty. Boom, everything starts to change. So different glands start to produce, right? So that is how it is. So we must understand that physical manifestation based upon the production of different biochemicals by our endocrine system, as it changes your physical structure, it also changes the way you behave. That's why when you think that, okay, when a woman is close to a menstrual cycle, okay, she's close to a menstrual cycle and she's about to have a journey, as we call it. We don't call it period or a period. No, a period is a stop. When say, okay, when you go to school, a period is like a full stop. Boom, a full stop period. Okay, all right, boom. We don't call it period. We call it your journey. That's when the woman goes through the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is not, right, just the menstruation, the hemorrhaging, it's a 28-day cycle whereby the feminine entity actually goes through the production of follicles, right? And all that is actually controlled by your pituitary gland. So that head gland tells your ovaries by the production of a particular hormone called follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, right, to begin to produce follicles, right, to begin the process of ovulation, right? Then that same gland now, right, because the production of the LH gland, what you call the luteinizing hormone, so that specific follicle could burst out and boom, and then you ovulate, or you ovule early, Some people ovulate or ovule early. You know what I mean? Definitely. And when you ovulate, okay, then you ovulate. Now, that is just controlled by the master gland, the pituitary gland. Right? So the fact that the breast is actually producing breast milk is controlled by prolactin, which is basically a biochemical, a hormone produced by your same pituitary gland. That's why if you have a tumor in the pituitary gland as a woman or even as a man, what happens, you could actually produce breast milk. Even if you're not pregnant, you could always be having breast milk in your breast, just because your pituitary gland is actually under pressure and it is actually producing excessive amount of prolactin. You know, and then boom, then what you do when you are actually producing breast milk, even if you're not pregnant. So you must understand that. So then when we begin to understand how that structure actually functions, then not only then we could begin to understand then what is disease or what a herb is for. Then what you want to do, oh boy, yeah. Briskelash, I have a headache, what do you use for that? Briskelash, I have a headache, what do you use for that? Briskelash, what do you use for PCOS? Briskelash, what do you use for fibroids? Briskelash, then I'm supposed to come and just tell you, okay, drink this bush, oh take this bush, take that bush, drink this tea, drink that tea, and then you don't have that understanding of how your physical structure is actually operating, whereby that knowledge, that understanding of how your physical structure is operating could actually guide you into naturally eradicating your own disease. So because of ignorance, the people shall perish for the lack of knowledge, because you just don't know. Upasav, right? Do you know say? No, not Joe. No, not Joe, but tu no sabes. Right? So, if it is that you don't know how your physical structure is functioning, how is it that you're going to be able to actually start to fix up yourself? So you could understand, well, look, you're going to control the pituitary gland by doing this and by doing that, and by not doing this and not doing that, and doing more of this and less of that. Right? Just to help to bring forth that balance within that functioning of your physical structure, whereby you could actually change what chemical is being produced, what hormone is being produced, and lead towards your own healing. That's why sometimes when people actually come, when people actually just come and then boom, and they just come and you ask them how you're doing and what certain things, and when they're speaking to you, just only, you know, just because of how you speak, how you think, this would predetermine whether you would survive or not survive. Very important. Just because of how you speak. So it's not something that you have to take for granted. So give thanks. So we have the Herbal Manual. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to read some tidbits from the Herbal Manual. Those of you who are on Instagram, if you want to join us on the live, you know, I had said that you should have reminded me and sent me a DM that I should bring a little speaker. So I know I said that the previous program that I would have brought a little speaker, that what I could do, that when you could just thing on Instagram, boop, so it's loud enough that the mic can pick you up, so my people in St. Lucia can hear you, so I don't have to repeat myself, and then also the people on YouTube would hear you, and you know, also, and then, you know, just I mean, there are ways that you could do it technologically, you know, but take it easy, brother and sister. All right, I just bring my little Bluetooth speaker and just keep my thing really simple and organic, and see how it is that we could actually hear each other better. But even today, we'll hear you. I will hear you, and I will repeat again today when you ask your questions on Instagram. So remember, you cannot type your questions. We don't answer typed questions. You have to request to join the live, and then you bless us with your wonderful presence, and then we could ask your questions. And those people who are on YouTube, these people there, we could actually, you know, take the typed questions, because they cannot request to come live and ask the questions themselves. You know, so if it is that you have a question, what you do, you know, you basically send a request to join the live, and then, you know, we are going to have you come in. Somebody is sending a request. Hold on there, humble soul. I'm gonna put you in shortly. But let me just read a little thing about that for you. There are two different types of glands: exocrine glands have channels or ducts which secrete chemicals such as saliva or sweat. So exocrine glands have ducts, right? So the saliva is not just in your mouth. It's produced by a particular gland, right? And called the salivary glands. And this gland has ducts. So after the gland produces the saliva and the saliva is in the gland, when you are ready for saliva because you are chewing, and you want to release some salivary amylase to break down your carbohydrates, then that gland now squeezes out or releases the saliva into the cavity, right? So it's an exocrine gland, it's a duct gland, that's a duct, right? But you have your endocrine glands, right? They do not have ducts, so they secrete directly into the bloodstream, right? So when they secrete a hormone, they secrete these hormones directly into the bloodstream, so it goes into the blood. So it don't come into the cavity of your mouth or someplace. It goes into the blood, and it causes that different change within your physical structure. So that's how detailed the herbal manual is. It actually goes into all these different types of information. So I will read for you also. Okay, let me take in okay, let me just take in that one there. Greg Leon's. Let me just take in Greg Leon's and see if I get him here. Okay, what? Okay, Greg, then. Where's the honorable? Give thanks, man.
Give thanks.
Rastafari, how you doing, man?
Blessings.
All right. So tell us what are you telling us today?
Nothing. Everything blessed. I just eating, relaxing, enjoying the time, and listening to the teaching.
Give thanks for the love, man.
Always. I just amazed.
Everyone is blessed, man. Give thanks for seeing you all beard up and yeah, give thanks, looking like a man now, definitely give thanks, my Lord.
The food one coming, alright. The food one coming.
We have the food one coming.
Yeah.
Give thanks. Give thanks for being a fruitful man.
You only tell me that. You only teach me that one. Be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah.
And you have to work as a man to actually take care of the family. So how is everything coming with your prosperity and your economic stability?
Well, so far the economy is slow because of the pandemic, but I'm working every day. Thank God for that, give thanks for that. But just taking it one day at a time, one day. Yeah.
Give thanks, honorable. So give thanks for the moment. Blessings, love. Blessed. So give thanks for our brethren that joining us there out of the United States. Greg Leons, Greg Dan.
No, right, not US, sir.
You're in Canada?
I'm in Canada.
Okay. Well, you move so much.
Yes.
Give thanks, man.
I know. The place I have to come back, Yeah.
Give thanks. Give thanks for the love. Blessed. Love. Blessed love. Give thanks. So we give thanks for our brethren there, that's Greg down there. And give thanks. We'll take in someone else who'll come in and give us a blessing, ask us a question. And while we're waiting for someone else to come on, we have someone else on. Yeah, Greg Dan, you could come off the live, Greg Dan. So let me take in somebody else. There, I have another brethren here. Yes, brother, blessed. Yeah, man. How you doing? Yes, so tell us what you tell us today. So you feel like you're not big enough? So what do you eat? You don't eat flesh? No fish, nothing? All right. Alright. Where you calling from? Trinidad. Okay, alright. Well, I mean, definitely the first thing to do is to get dewormed. You know, sometimes you're not able to actually put on weight because you have parasites. So if you eat one plate of food, probably the worms eat 3/4 and you eat 1/4. You know, so the very first thing is actually to deworm. You have to, you know, cleanse out yourself. So you could use herbs like the sime contract. I know that they call it the same thing in Trinidad. You know, sime contract. Yeah, they call it the same name in Trinidad. So sime contract is like a herb that is very effective in taking out worms from the physical structure, and you can use it together with clove, right? So you deworm yourself and then you flush out yourself. You know, you get a free laxative you get a free laxative to cleanse out your colon, detoxify your blood, right? And what you do now, you begin to every morning you begin to have your nice fresh fruits. You need to boost up particular vital amines, what they call vitamins, because a vitamin deficiency would even reduce the capacity of your enzymes to actually function, because they are what you call cofactors. So it is important that you eat plenty fruits, you know, plenty live vegetables like fresh salads, you know, and you could incorporate a lot more coconut milk and a lot more sea moss, a lot more bladderwrack, and all these different things that into your guidelines, right? Plenty coconut milk, right? Love God, give thanks. Take care of yourself from Trinidad. All right, so give thanks, Trinidad. So what we're going to do for the people in St. Lucia, we're going to, I mean, it's 9:30 on the dot. We're going to open up the lines. If you have a question, definitely you could ask us a question. I'm going to read from the Herbal Manual something on the pituitary gland. Just what we have there on the pituitary gland. I'm just going to read everything. It's not very long, just short and concise. You know, and it has a picture showing you exactly where the pituitary gland is, located in the CID tulka. That's not hair in that hair, but I mean, you know, you could see it there. Those of you on YouTube, those of you on Instagram, you could see here, pituitary gland. Okay, all right, so that hair, so you could see that pituitary gland, it says, is located in a bony cavity just below the base of the brain and is one of the endocrine system's most important members. So when it says endocrine system, right? So an endocrine gland, right? Meaning that gland that secretes directly into your bloodstream. So you're talking about glands that secrete directly into the bloodstream. Give thanks, right? So the pituitary is often described as the body's master gland, and the pituitary secretes several hormones that regulate the function of the other endocrine glands. Structurally, the pituitary gland is divided into two parts, the anterior and posterior lobes, each having separate functions. The anterior lobe regulates the activity of the thyroid gland and the adrenal gland, as well as the reproductive system. So it's telling us that the anterior, I'm reading from the Herbal Manual, you know, that's my book, you know, the book that, you know, right on a little prescale like that, yeah. So it's about herbs, you know, but before you get into herbs, you have to learn about the pituitary gland. So how are you going to know how the components in the herb going to affect you, or which herb is good for the endocrine system? So it says that the anterior lobe of the pituitary is responsible, right, for the controlling of your thyroid gland. So where is the thyroid gland? The thyroid gland is a gland that is right here in the neck area. So you have the thyroid gland, and also you have the thymus, right? It's also within that same little area. But as you grow older, the thymus begin to degenerate more and more. The thymus is the area where you have T cell maturation, white blood cells called T cell maturation. But the thyroid gland is what is responsible, right, for regulating of your metabolic rate. So even the young brethren that says that he wants to put on a bit more weight, right? So he now has to check and see how it is that it could help to regulate his metabolic rate, right? Regulate it, so increase the consumption of bladderwrack, and also the consumption of Irish moss, or vervine, you know, coconut milk, any herb that is rich in iodine, right? You actually begin to consume more of that to actually help to massage, right? Massage, and I say, but not to touch massage, you know, but massage it with the phytonutrients it needs to actually function to the best of its capacity. So the thyroid gland is what regulates your metabolism. It also produces hormones that regulate your calcium level, right? So it can regulate whether or not you have high levels of calcium in the blood, right? By producing two hormones called calcitonin and calcitriol. So it is very important that we understand how is it that that gland there could cause your heart rate to actually increase or your heart rate to actually slow down, could cause the stored fats within your body to be broken down, or that stored or foods within your physical structure to actually be stored, right? So you get bigger, you know. So the thyroid gland, sometimes you could eat a cow, and because you have thyroid metabolic problems, right? You skinny. Why? Because your metabolic rate is actually too fast. Let me just read a simple little thing from the thyroid gland, since we just mentioned it here. It says the thyroid gland is located in the neck, secrete hormones in response to stimulation by TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone that comes from the pituitary gland. So the pituitary gland, to cause the thyroid gland to produce a particular substance, a particular hormone, sends down a particular hormone into the bloodstream called TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. So the thyroid secretes hormones and regulate growth and metabolism and play a role in brain development during childhood. So all these things there are very, very important. Right? So the thyroid gland, you have a thyroid gland and you have your parathyroid gland. You know, these glands are, you know, basically thyroid and parathyroid, thyroid and before and after, that regulates your calcium in the blood, you know, calcitonin, calcitriol, parathyroid gland. All right, so if we just continue, and it says the adrenal glands. Now the adrenal glands specifically, that's the glands that is found right on your kidneys. It's on your kidneys, right? So most times people burn out their adrenal gland to the extent that they have kidney problems, you know. Right? So most people with plenty stress, your adrenal gland secretes what you call norepinephrine, what they call adrenaline, right? So I'm just going to read what the Herbal manual says about it. Right? So it says the adrenal glands are located on top of the kidneys. They have two distinct parts. The outer part, called the adrenal cortex, produces a variety of hormones called corticosteroids, which include cortisol. Now cortisol is the stress hormone, right? These hormones regulate salt and water balance in the body, prepare the body for stress, regulate metabolism, interact with the immune system, and also influence sexual function, right? So a dog won't be chasing you, and then you're going to be thinking about sex. You're not going to be thinking about having an erection. A dog is chasing you all around the street, or a lion is chasing you, and you see a woman and you're going to be thinking about sex. No, you know, I mean, you wouldn't get, no, that would be secondary. So that now the production of particular hormones by your adrenal glands would actually make all your sexual function like a secondary, something that is not significant, because boy, your life is in trouble, right? So this is very important that we also understand that the inner part of the adrenal medulla produces catecholamines such as epinephrine, also called adrenaline, which increase the blood pressure and heart rate during times of stress. So that tells you that your anterior lobe of your pituitary gland regulate the reproductive glands, the thyroid gland, and the adrenal glands. And your reproductive glands would be what is located in the ovaries of the woman, and also the testicles of the man. Okay, so I'm just going to read what the Herbal manual says. So we are at school today. I mean, all these things there is there in the Herbal manual, you know. And this is the final print of that particular copy, is now down to less than 100, you know. So definitely you should get your copy and keep it as a relic, you know, as something special, you know. And if you have a copy, don't borrow it, you know, don't give that to, don't lend to, you know, anyone, man. Don't give that to anybody, and give that to someone on the side and say they want to. But I saw your book and thing, and I wanted to check a little bit. No, you know, yeah, they'll never give back, right? So don't give people books. If you could help them buy one, or just tell them, "Buy your book," or make them you know, come and bring their phone and take pictures if they want to take a picture or something. Don't give it out to them at all. They want take care of it. Yes, Jace Amen from Jamaica, blessed love. Anik, give thanks, honorable. Yes, so let me just read quickly the female and the male gonads. We have about 20 more minutes. The people in St. Lucia, what happened? No calls today. 452-2693, 1758-452-2693. You sure everything all right there? We St. Lucia people, you all there? Not seeing anybody behind that camera there. I mean, it's supposed to be seeing you. I mean, you see me, but I'm not seeing you. The female gonads, the ovaries produce eggs. They also secrete a number of female sex hormones, including estrogen and progesterone, which control development of reproductive organs, stimulate the appearance of female secondary sex characteristics, and regulate menstruation and pregnancy. Located in the scrotum, the male gonads, the testes, produce sperm and also secrete a number of male sex hormones or androgens. The androgens, the most important of which is testosterone, regulate development of the reproductive organs, stimulate male secondary sex characteristics, and stimulate muscle growth. All right, so we getting it nice and clear. Nice and clear. So it is very simple in the herbal manual. Okay, so it then gives you herbs that you could utilize that are important. You know, why are these people calling what? People always trying to please tell them don't call the WhatsApp number on the screen. Don't call the, you know, you're not supposed to call the WhatsApp number on the screen. You're trying to get a cheap call. Just pay some little money and thing and make a call. You're already getting the information free. And I sure you just want to ask a little question. What is good for this? What is good for that? And type the questions on WhatsApp. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, caller, blessed. Don't listen in the TV. You know, you're too close. You speak. Yes. For thyroid gland. Yeah. Yes, we do. We have a medication called SEA, System Electrical Augmentation, that contains, at Livity on Jeremy Street in Castries. At our shop there, you get that. Yeah, when you go there, they'll tell you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bless. Yeah, love. So we do have a product called C that helps to boost up your minerals. It's called System Electrical Augmentation. Those of you in America or Canada or any or internationally could order on akimpia.com. You know, the C, System Electrical Augmentation. Those of you here in St. Lucia, definitely you could just get that. That's for the thyroid gland. Specifically, get that right here on our shop on Jeremy Street. Also, just get bladder wrap or sea moss, any of these things there. Give thanks. Sharon McFarland, blessings from Maryland. Give thanks. All right. Then we have bam. Okay, all right. So those of you on Instagram, if you want, we say no questions. If you want to ask a question, you join the live. And when you join the live to ask a question on the topic that we are discussing. All right. Let's stay on point. All right. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, blessed. Fibroids. Yeah, okay, give thanks. Yes. You could hang up and I'll just answer and you could listen to TV. Yeah, so when you call, right, you want to call on the number on the screen. Don't call the WhatsApp number. That's why you type. Right? So when you call the online that 1-758-452-2693 number, right, you don't stay close to the TV and talk and listen to just hear yourself on TV. Right? You move away from the TV, go someplace else, and you just listen to yourself on the phone. Right? When you finish asking your question now, you hang up the phone, or if you want to have a discussion, when you stay where you are, then you ask another question. But you don't stay close to the TV, and nor keep the TV loud so you could hear. It causes like a reverb in my ears, and it's terrible. Okay? So, give thanks. So, what it says is that for the fibroids, you have what you call a female package. You know, let's get the female package. on the super female package, and there's a particular guideline you have to follow. You have to start practicing self-love, very little stress, lots of gratitude, and go on a plant-based diet for at least 21 days. Plenty of exercise, plenty of water, definitely lots of iodine-rich foods, okay? Specifically, so we have a specific guideline for it, but just get yourself a super female package. Anything for ovarian, same thing, the female package, get a female package. Yes, so if you have something to say, I see Juicy James is saying something, but I'm not going to read it out, Juicy James. Whatever that you want to say on Instagram, just come and just join the live and come and just bless us. So you don't think that we deserve to see your handsome face or your beautiful face and give us a blessing and make your voice send a vibration for the universe to bless us up. So all you sending in these waves and you just sending in hats and all these different type of things. Come on and put your face on the line. Let us see you and know exactly what it is that you are saying. What herbs are good for hyperactive? Cannabis, right? Blessed love, honorable. Yeah, okay, right. Yes, my brethren there, Irenaeus Henry. Give thanks. I'm following. What page are you reading, honorable? Okay, I'm reading on page 20. Page 20, right? Page 20. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, caller, blessed. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Blessed. Yes, blessed. Stop eating bread, number one. If you want to bring down your pressure, stop bread, stop cheese, stop milk, right? And then you cut down on red meat. Okay, all these things they are full of sodium. Okay, so just stop these things there. PSP. So instead of bread, have a fresh salad without any salt in the morning, right? No meat, no cheese, no milk. No milk at all. All right. Then what you could do, you could use stinging nettle, what they call zoti. You could use guenabafei. You could use zebazedri, right? Any of these free herbs there will help to bring down the blood pressure. You could even squeeze a sour orange, like a Zoan-C, right, or a lime, right, in a glass of water and drink it. Or you could take some parsley, right? You could blend it in water, strain, and drink that. It helps to actually make you pee to bring down the blood pressure and stop stressing. Okay, you're welcome. Love. Yes, All right, so we have about 10 more minutes before we actually close tonight. So just let me know how it is with you, and let me get some people to ask a question about what we're talking about, man. Yeah, man. I mean, come on. We're talking about the endocrine system. You understand? So, yeah. Yes, Instagram. So no one wants to join us and ask a question and give us a blessing and just say love and say give thanks. All those people as their life. Come on now. I mean, come on. I mean, no one wants to come in and think. I mean, if you're not dressed, get dressed and come in and look appropriate, and share some love with us. Don't be there hidden as an Instagramite. You know what they call Instagramite. You have to come out and think. I'm not gonna read any question. People sending questions behind there. I read no question like that. No questions. None. Come in and give us a blessing. We have about 9 more minutes before we actually close. Yes, so give thanks. Yes, honorable. Everything is blessed, beloved.
Yes, definitely. I just want to say thank you for the book. The book is awesome. I'm still reading it and give thanks. Thank you very much. All your information is very helpful.
Give thanks for the love, honorable. Love, man. Blessed. Love, man. Give thanks. Give thanks. So, the brother just called and said give thanks coming out. He didn't say where he's coming out of. Where you calling out of? Okay, from Texas. So he's Texas. Give thanks, honorable brother. Love. Peace and love. Give thanks. You and the whole family. Love, man. Blessed. So give thanks for our brethren there from Texas. Let me see anybody else that we have here that wants to actually join us and bless us up. Let's just bless them up. Give thanks. So brother, you could hang up now. And just, and just not hang up, but, press that little X sign, and so I could let somebody else come in and give us a blessing. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, blessed. Yes. Well, the female package is available at our shop, Livity, right? That's Livity. That's on Jeremy Street. Definitely, you could actually get that. All right. Blessed love, honorable, give thanks. Yes. Let me just take a couple persons. Stop calling. Take off the WhatsApp number for me, please. The WhatsApp number. People just trying to call that WhatsApp number too much. Don't call the WhatsApp number, man. You're calling WhatsApp number. Yes, my brother, blessed. How you doing, man?
That's the love, honorable. How you doing today?
I am blessed. You know, give thanks for life.
Always, always, always. I just want to tap in, tell you thank you for everything. We tuning in with you, always calling in from Maryland.
Give thanks.
I want to let you know, tap in with you always, brother. I
Give-
appreciate everything you're doing. Everything, even to the people listening, we have to take care of, our healers. You know what I mean? Like we can't just ask simple, like, you know what I mean? We can't just ask, hey, how you do this, how you do that, what herb is gonna fix this and fix that. We have to take care of our healers. Our healers, they attract everybody who's hurting. So we can't bombard them with just any old question about, hey, what herb you do this, what herb you do that. Like I said, I've been tapped in since, 4 to 7, 4 or 5 years. You got years of information. So we need to be checking this saying, honorable, I've been doing this for, and this has been working. And I've been doing that. And that's been working for me. So that's how we need to, take care of our healers. So I just want to tap in with you. I appreciate everything. I can't wait to get out St. Lucia and just vibe with you. My first name is Marcus, and I see the pen. You got, of the prophet. So I wanna build with you a little more about, just your thoughts on Pan African. I wanna understand a little more about how Selassie, His Majesty, and just build and vibe.
Give thanks, my brother. All you do is just start from where you are, and just keep on manifesting peace and love to everyone, and then just, it's the most important thing we want is peace, So anyone that promotes war and violence and thing, that means that person there is not for right, So just peace and love. Peace and love. Give thanks, honorable. Give thanks, man. Love, man. Blessed. Give thanks. Love. Love, man. Yes, caller. Blessed. Go ahead, caller. Okay, all right. Well, the white one is more the white Vivian Lache what is more for people, for women. The white one, the white Vivian, is more for the helping of the production of breast milk in the woman. Yes, my sister, blessed. How are you doing?
Hi, good, thanks, Grace. How are you?
Oh, I am blessed. Give thanks, honorable. You have a powerful voice.
I just wanted to call in and just say thank you. I've been listening to you for quite a while, and I just want to give thanks for the connection. You are giving us some powerful, powerful information. I am grateful for the teaching, and I just want to say give thanks for all you do for us. I really appreciate it.
Give thanks for the love, and as the brother was saying before, when people just tap in and give some love, because as he say, that we are, the majority of times when people come to people like us is when they die, when they are in the worst state of their lives, so it does be a real breath of some really fresh and loving air when it is that someone actually comes in, and shares some positivity and light, so that balance there is always well appreciated love. So do give thanks, honorable, for giving the love and the blessing.
Yeah, I'm really shy, but you called me out. It's like, oh, Mr. James, I'm not going to say your comment. Come on and give me, bless me up. So I'm like, let me get myself together and come on right quick, because I am really, really grateful for what you do. So that's the least I can do, is give some energy back to you.
It's a lot. Give thanks, honorable. Right? Blessed. Have a blessed evening. Love, love, love. Blessed. So give thanks for our sisters and our brothers who actually tap in and give us some love. you know, and it's very important that you know, we just have that full understanding of the significance of that. We're just going to take probably one more live person on Instagram coming in and give thanks for all those of you in St. Lucia who actually called today. Okay. Blessed love, honorable. How are you doing today? Oh, blessed love, honorable. How are you doing? Give thanks for the love. Uh-huh. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Well, the best thing for her, the best thing for her is if COPD is same smoking, but you don't smoke it, is you use the cannabis green juice. You know, so you got the cannabis with the seeds and the buds and the flowers. You don't want any feminized breed. You want pure a good sativa indigenous herb with seeds and buds and flowers and leaves, and you get the 100% extract from it. You pound it. Well, so you have the BC buds, so you could use that. All right. All right. So what we'll do, we'll just answer your question. Yes, we do have things. So what you do, just go on. We have about 40 seconds remaining there, as our time is definitely up, my sister. So what we'll do, you just give us give us a DM. Just give us a DM or send us an email, info@preskalash.com. Yeah, and then we'll actually answer these questions for you. Right, info@preskalash.com. So our time is definitely up, and we give thanks for all those of you who actually joined us this evening, all those of you on Instagram, all those of you on YouTube who were with us. Yes. Give thanks for picking up my Virgin Chronics. Yes, so give thanks, sister. Love. Blessed. Yes, I. Love. Give thanks. Blessed. So we just is at 10 o'clock on the dot, so we give thanks definitely for this divine moment, and we give thanks for all those of you who were with us this evening. Give thanks for all of our St. Lucian viewers, all of our Instagram viewers. Definitely we do give thanks for life and the mighty life giver. Jah Rastafari. Blessed love. Give thanks, YouTube, for the love. It's a healing.